Bruce and I surely started out with thinking T.S. Eliot wrote, Dry Salvages here, and why not have a show in Gloucester. T.S. Eliot's four quartets is magical. It opens up to us, particularly in times of trial, going through darkness, tragedies like we're going through with Boston's bombing. When we go through these, what I call ground zero experiences, we need someone who has entrusted that journey into the darkness. And Eliot became that voice because of what he went through.
When you work alongside of or with an artist who is at the opposite end of the spectrum from you, you actually find common ground more readily. There's an odd feeling of simpatico that immediately comes about when you're dealing with someone who's a complete opposite. His temperament is different than mine, his work is radically different than mine, and yet there's this sense of harmony of these opposites, finding their deep connection.
Bruce's paintings, they're not so much about creating illusions as much as they're creating its own reality. You're entering them into this dense matrix of material, kind of going through them with your eyes, but if you feel the surface, you feel the layers and layers of this very bumpy, scratched surface, that's been scarred over time and developed lovingly and carefully. And so they speak to you as this physical object, physical presence.
My own feeling about Mako's work in person is that it breathes. And when you stand in front of one of his paintings, the physical presence of the pigment, the flecks of mica that are shining subtly in the light, even though you're looking at a large area of dark, rich, velvety blackness, that physical experience of the twinkling, as it were, of those bits of mica is really, really stunning. With Chris Theofanidis, I feel like he's really a bridge between Mako and my work. If you listen to his music, it has this sense of, there's a turgid intensity to it, and yet there's also places of completely placid, quiet, almost silence.
Art is prayer to me. I am privileged that I can spend focused time in my studio praying, with my hands and with my eyes. I've always felt that, even way before I was cognizant of Christ's redemptive journey for me.
Since I was a little boy, making art has been something like praying. I found as an adult that process of making something that moves out of certainty and into mystery moves me closer to God.
As a person living in 21st century, experiencing what we go through, we've been through Newtown, we've been through this bombing in Boston, and asking myself, what kind of music, what kind of art, what kind of poem can stand the weight of this time? Both the reality of darkness and evil and chaos, but also this resiliency that somehow speaks in those moments.
Our hope is that our collaborative project does the same thing as Eliot's poem, which is honestly look at loss, honestly look at pain and suffering, but beyond that, also look at the incredible joy that surrounds us at all times.